What's up guys, I'm back with another Netflix original movie review, and they actually released two movies on Friday and I had to choose between them, and I went with this one because the premise really intrigued me and I wanted to see where they go with it. Plus, it sounded like a gangster movie and I love gangster movies. By the by, I'm Valentin Megaton, the movie guy, and this is my review for The Last Days of American Crime. In a week's time, America will launch a peace program where all citizens will be implanted with a chip that will stop them from breaking the law knowingly. Brick is a gangster that used to rob banks. He put aside $7 million and was going to cross over to Canada and be rich and not brain controlled. But he gets double crossed, his brother gets sent to jail where he kills himself, and now he has 1 week to get to Canada. Opportunity arrives one day when he meets Kevin Cash, a guy with some information regarding his brother's death and a plan to stick it to those that killed him. Will Brick go with it? Let's start with those negatives. This movie is really ugly. I mean, the colors are bad. It's mostly yellow and brown. It looks like it's been made in 2005. The cliches of this movie are even older than 2005. For example, right in the beginning, Brick kills Johnny D for betraying him, but he tricks him into thinking that he wasn't actually going to kill him, and then he turned around and shot him in the chest. Why go through all that trouble? Brick is the protagonist, but he is the worst character in the movie. He has the personality of Claude from GTA 3, no offense Claude. He doesn't even talk that much, he just looks angry, his lines are trash, he just sucks. He doesn't really have a redeemable quality, or a scene where I went, they should pursue this part of him more. The romance between Brick and Shelby is not believable at all. There is nothing between them. No chemistry between the actors. The characters don't really seem like they should have this romance. Shelby is supposed to be some sort of femme fatale, but she put me to sleep. She was awful. This movie has some of the worst dialogue I've ever heard. It's cringy. It's really hard not to get annoyed and just close this movie and watch something else. And I think that those of you who want to have a good time with a movie should do that. For the positives, I got nothing. Not one thing. The idea of stopping the crime is good, but the movie is not really about that. It drives the protagonist to do another heist, but I think that further exploring this would have been much better than the heist because the movie fails on that front. I don't know how nobody thought to tell the writer that this is a bad movie. The acting in this movie is really low. Edgar Ramirez plays Brick and he constantly has an angry expression on his face. I think it's because he accepted to be in this movie. Michael Pitt was actually pretty good. He plays a more eccentric character, he makes a lot of jokes. I know him from movies where he was more of a badass, but this role does fit him. He switches between being serious and being a joker and it's nice. And Sholto Ripley deserves some praise as well for his accent. He comes from South Africa and usually he has a distinctive accent, but he sounds very American in this one. I wanted to pass this section because I got nothing here as well. No good scenes. The entire movie is one big bad scene, so I pick it for this section. To put it in context, the movie has more sex scenes than intelligent moments or something to impress me. I want to call this the worst movie that I've seen. I don't know about ever, but in a long time, sure. And it's a bit controversial because I've watched some really bad ones like The Wrong Missy or Tactical Force with Stone Cold Steve Austin. But the thing about those movies was that I expected them to be bad. This really shouldn't have been, which to me makes it worse. For my alternative pick, watch anything else. Absolutely anything. John Wick 3 is also on Netflix. Watch that. So, my rating for The Last Days of American Crime is 1 star.